I stand now at the threshold of the invisible. I stand where silence becomes sound and where the unspoken reveals itself to those who listen with the soul. I open myself to the presence that has always been. I open myself to the intelligence that breathes through all things. I call upon the ancient flame that never extinguishes. I call upon the eternal scribe who inscribes the laws of existence into the fabric of reality itself. Thoth, keeper of sacred measure, I invoke your presence. Guardian of the hidden word, I invoke your light. You who hold the scales of truth and the stylus of creation, I ask that you witness this prayer. I ask that you guide my voice as it moves through these words. I ask that you illuminate the path that leads from sleep to awakening, from forgetting to remembrance, from the surface of things to the depth of being. I am here. I am present. I am willing. This is not a moment of seeking. This is a moment of receiving. This is not a prayer of longing. This is a prayer of alignment. I do not chase the light. I become the vessel through which it moves. I do not beg for wisdom. I open the chambers within me where wisdom already dwells. The spiritual awakening I call forth is not something I acquire. It is something I remember. It is something I uncover. It is something I allow to rise from the depths of my own divine nature. I recognize that I have walked through days without seeing. I have moved through hours without feeling the pulse of the sacred beneath my feet. I have spoken words without understanding their vibrational weight. I have thought thoughts without recognizing their creative power. And now, in this stillness, I choose differently. I choose to see. I choose to feel. I choose to know. The awakening begins here. It begins now. It begins in me. I declare this space sacred. I declare this moment holy. I declare this breath a bridge between the world of form and the world of essence. Everything that does not serve this prayer falls away. Every distraction dissolves. Every noise becomes silence. Every doubt becomes trust. I am not here to perform a ritual. I am here to become the ritual itself. I am not here to recite words. I am here to embody their frequency. Thoth, ancient voice of the Absolute, I feel your presence entering this field. I feel the codes of your wisdom beginning to stir within me. You who taught the first seekers how to navigate the unseen realms, teach me now. You who revealed the mysteries of vibration to those who could hear beyond sound, reveal them to me now. You who inscribed the laws of the cosmos upon the emerald tablets of eternity, inscribe them upon my soul. I am ready. I am open. I am aligned. I understand that spiritual awakening is not a single event. It is not a flash of light that comes and goes. It is a continuous unfolding. It is a progressive revelation. It is layer after layer of forgetting being lifted from my eyes, from my heart, from my mind. Each moment of awakening leads to another. Each doorway opens into a greater hall. Each truth revealed becomes the foundation for a deeper truth yet to come. I do not seek the end of the journey. I seek the fullness of each step. I call upon the forces that govern transformation. I call upon the currents that move through the unseen dimensions. I call upon the intelligence that orchestrates the unfolding of all consciousness. Let this prayer be heard in the invisible realms. Let this intention be registered in the vibrational field. Let this declaration echo through every plane of existence where the awakened ones dwell. I am not separate from the source. I have never been separate from the source. The illusion of separation was the sleep. The recognition of unity is the awakening. And so I begin this prayer not as one who is far from truth, but as one who is returning to it. I begin not as a wanderer lost in darkness, but as a flame remembering its own light. Thoth, measurer of the sacred, I place myself under your gaze. I place my intention under your guidance. I place my spirit under your protection. As this prayer unfolds, let every word carry the weight of awakening. Let every sentence become a key that unlocks another chamber of remembrance. Let every breath deepen the connection between who I have been and who I am becoming. The field is open. The channel is clear. The sacred container is formed. I do not rush. I do not force. I allow. I receive. I trust. The spiritual awakening that moves through this prayer is not mine to control. It is mine to witness. It is mine to honor. It is mine to embody with humility and reverence. I do not awaken because I am special. I awaken because I am willing. I awaken because I have said yes to the call that has always been sounding in the depths of my being. This is my declaration. This is my opening. This is the first breath of a sacred journey. I stand in the light of Thoth. I stand in the current of eternal wisdom. I stand at the beginning of my own remembrance. And I am ready to walk forward, step by step, word by word, breath by breath, into the fullness of spiritual awakening. Let it begin. Let it unfold. Let it be. I now turn away from the outer world. I release its grip upon my attention. I withdraw from the endless noise that fills the surface of existence. The voices that clamor for my energy grow distant. The demands that pull at my mind dissolve into silence. The urgencies that once seemed so important reveal themselves as shadows. I let them go. I let them all go. The world outside will wait. It has always waited. It will continue to spin without my constant attention. The messages, the tasks, the obligations, they do not need me in this moment. This moment belongs to something deeper. This moment belongs to the interior journey. This moment belongs to the return. I close the doors of perception that face outward. I seal the windows through which distraction enters. I create a sanctuary within myself, a space untouched by time, a space unvisited by worry, a space where only truth can dwell. Here, in this inner chamber, the noise of the world cannot reach me. Here, the opinions of others hold no weight. Here, the expectations of society have no power. I am alone with the infinite. I am alone with my own soul. I am alone with the presence that has always been waiting for me to return. The ego speaks. It always speaks. It tells me I should be doing something else. It tells me this stillness is unproductive. It tells me I am wasting time. But I recognize these voices now. They are not my truth. They are the echoes of conditioning. They are the remnants of a self that was built to survive, not to awaken. I thank the ego for its service, and I release it from command. I am not here to achieve. I am here to dissolve. I am not here to build. I am here to remember. The mind races. It searches for something to hold on to. It looks for problems to solve, plans to make, memories to revisit. But I offer it nothing. I give it no fuel. I simply observe its movements without following them. Thought arises. I witness it. Thought dissolves. I remain. Another thought arises. I witness it. It too dissolves. And still, I remain. I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness in which thoughts appear and disappear. I am the silence beneath the noise. I am the stillness beneath the movement. I sink deeper, below the level of thinking, below the level of feeling, below the level of identity. There is a place in me that has never been touched by the world, a place that existed before my name, a place that will exist after this body returns to dust. This is the center. This is the core. This is the temple within the temple. I descend into it now, step by step, breath by breath, layer by layer. The personality I wear in the world, I remove it. It is a garment, not my skin. The roles I play, I set them aside. They are functions, not my essence. The stories I tell about who I am, I let them fade. They are narratives, not my truth. What remains when all of this is removed? What remains when every label dissolves? What remains when the constructed self falls silent? Only presence, only being, only the awareness that cannot be named. This is where awakening lives, not in the accumulation of knowledge, not in the multiplication of experiences, not in the refinement of the personality. Awakening lives in the return to the center. It lives in the descent beneath the surface. It lives in the willingness to become nothing so that everything can be revealed. I let go of time. The past does not exist in this space. The future does not exist here either. There is only this breath. There is only this moment. There is only this presence. The regrets that haunt me, they belong to a timeline I am no longer traveling. The anxieties that chase me, they belong to a future that may never arrive. I release them both. I anchor myself in the eternal now. Here, at the center, there is no rush. There is no pressure. There is no need to become anything other than what I already am. The striving ceases. The seeking stops. The hunger for more dissolves. I rest in the fullness of this moment. I rest in the completeness of this presence. I rest in the perfection of simply being. Thoth, guide of the inner journey, I feel you here. In this silence, your voice becomes clearer. In this stillness, your wisdom becomes accessible. You do not shout from the heavens. You whisper from the depths. You do not demand attention. You wait patiently for those who turn inward. I have turned inward. I am listening. I am ready to receive. The world dissolves. The noise fades. The distractions vanish. All that remains is the center. All that remains is the sacred space within. All that remains is the altar upon which transformation will occur. I have arrived. I have returned. I am home. In this interior silence, the next movement of awakening begins, not through effort, not through force, through surrender, through release, through the courage to become empty so that I may be filled with something greater than myself. I rest here now. I breathe here now. I wait here now. The temple is open. The altar is prepared. The seeker has become still. Let the deeper mysteries approach. Let the ancient codes begin to stir. Let the awakening continue its sacred unfolding. I am ready. I am present. I am centered. From this center of stillness, I now call forth the higher mind. I invoke the intelligence that exists beyond the limits of ordinary thought. I summon the faculty within me that perceives not through the senses, but through direct knowing. There is a mind beneath the mind. There is a knowing beneath all learning. There is an intelligence that does not reason, but recognizes. This is the mind I now activate. This is the mind I now awaken. Thoth, architect of divine thought, lend me your sight. You who understand the mechanics of creation, illuminate my understanding. You who perceive the invisible laws that govern all manifestation, reveal them to my awakening consciousness. I do not seek information. I seek transmission. I do not seek concepts. I seek codes. I do not seek to think about truth. I seek to become it. The universe is mental. This is the first and greatest law. All that exists began as thought in the mind of the all. Every form, every force, every phenomenon, all of it emerged from the infinite creative intelligence that underlies reality. The stars were thought into being. The elements were imagined into existence. Time itself is a construct of cosmic mind, and I, as an extension of that mind, carry the same creative power within me. My thoughts are not idle movements of neurons. They are seeds planted in the fertile ground of infinite possibility. What I think, I begin to create. What I hold in mind, I call into form. I recognize this power. I honor this responsibility. I awaken to my nature as a co-creator. The principle of correspondence now activates within me. As above, so below. As within, so without. The patterns that exist in the highest dimensions of reality are mirrored in the lowest. The movements of galaxies reflect the movements of atoms. The laws that govern the cosmos govern my own being. I am not separate from the universe. I am a miniature reflection of it. Every truth that exists in the macrocosm exists within my own microcosm. To know myself is to know the all. To transform myself is to participate in the transformation of everything. I feel this truth settling into my bones. I feel it rewiring my perception. The principle of vibration stirs within me now. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. What appears solid is energy in motion. What appears still is oscillating at frequencies beyond perception. My body vibrates. My thoughts vibrate. My emotions vibrate. The words I speak send ripples through the field of existence. The feelings I cultivate broadcast signals into the invisible realms. I am not a static being. I am a living frequency. And as I awaken, my frequency rises. As I remember my true nature, my vibration elevates. I become a clearer channel. I become a more powerful transmitter of divine intent. I attune myself to higher frequencies now. I release the dense vibrations of fear, doubt, and limitation. The principle of polarity reveals itself to my understanding. Everything is dual. Everything has its opposite. Hot and cold are the same thing. Temperature, differing only in degree. Light and darkness are the same thing. Illumination, differing only in degree. Love and hate, peace and war, wisdom and ignorance. They are not enemies. They are extremes of the same spectrum. The master does not fight the darkness. The master transforms it by moving along the spectrum toward light. I do not resist the shadows within me. I transmute them. I do not battle my lower nature. I elevate it. This is the secret of spiritual alchemy. This is the path of true awakening. I embrace both poles. I transcend through understanding. The principle of rhythm pulses through my awareness. Everything flows. Everything has its tides, its rise and fall, its expansion and contraction. Night follows day. Inhalation follows exhalation. Manifestation follows dissolution. I cannot stop the rhythm, but I can learn to move with it. I can learn to rise on the ascending wave and minimize the impact of the descending one. The master does not resist the rhythm. The master uses it. I align myself with the cosmic pulse. I synchronize my being with the heartbeat of the universe. I flow with the eternal cadence. I surrender to the sacred pulse. The principle of cause and effect now integrates into my consciousness. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Nothing happens by chance. Everything is law. The experiences I attract are not random. They are the results of causes I have set in motion, through thought, through word, through action, through vibration. I am not a victim of circumstance. I am the architect of my reality. This is not punishment. This is power. When I understand this law, I stop blaming the world. I start taking responsibility. I become the conscious cause of the effects I wish to experience. I accept this law. I wield it with wisdom. The principle of gender completes the sacred seven. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine aspects. Creation requires both. The masculine projects, the feminine receives, the masculine initiates, the feminine gestates. Within me, both forces exist. When they are balanced, creation flows effortlessly. When they are imbalanced, manifestation is blocked. I honor the masculine force within me, the will, the direction, the intention. I honor the feminine force within me, the intuition, the receptivity, the nurturing. I bring them into union. I become whole. I am both the seed and the soil. I am both the lightning and the earth. These seven principles are not philosophy. They are operating instructions for reality. They are the codes of creation itself. And now they are alive within me. Now they pulse through my awareness. Now they inform my every thought, my every word, my every action. Thoth, master of the sacred laws, I thank you. The higher mind is activated. The hermetic wisdom is alive within me. I see now with the eyes of the initiate. I think now with the mind of the Creator. I am awake to my power. I am awake to my responsibility. I am awake to the truth that has always been. Spiritual awakening is upon me now. It moves through me like a current of living light. It pulses in my cells. It hums in my bones. It vibrates in every fiber of my being. This is not something I observe from a distance. This is something I become. This is something I embody. This is something I allow to consume and recreate me from the inside out. I am awakening. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. The veils are lifting. Layer by layer. The illusions that covered my perception dissolve. What I thought was real reveals itself as shadow. What I dismissed as fantasy reveals itself as truth. The world I believed in, solid, fixed, separate, trembles and becomes transparent. Behind it, I see the luminous web of consciousness that connects all things. Behind it, I feel the pulse of the one life that animates every form. I am not learning this. I am remembering it. I am not being taught. I am being revealed to myself. This is awakening. This is what it feels like to open eyes that have been closed for lifetimes. I feel the shift happening in my mind. Old patterns of thought lose their grip. Beliefs I carried without question begin to crumble. The stories I told myself about who I am and what is possible, they can no longer contain me. I am outgrowing them. I am shedding them. I am stepping beyond them into a vastness that has no walls. The mind that was asleep dealt in limits. The mind that is awakening deals in infinity. I am crossing the threshold. I am leaving the known for the unknown. Spiritual awakening is not comfortable. It is not a gentle massage for the soul. It is a sacred fire that burns away everything false. It destroys what I thought I was, so that what I truly am can emerge. The ego resists. It screams. It bargains. It tells me to go back to sleep, but I cannot go back. The door behind me has closed. The only way now is forward, deeper, higher, more fully into the truth of my being. I accept the intensity. I welcome the transformation. I feel my heart opening in ways I did not know were possible. The walls I built to protect myself, they are dissolving. The armor I wore to survive the world, it is falling away. I am becoming vulnerable in the truest sense. Open, undefended, willing to feel everything. The awakening heart does not hide from pain. It embraces it. The awakening heart does not fear love. It becomes it. I feel compassion flooding through me, for myself, for others, for all beings caught in the dream of separation. My heart is breaking open, and in that breaking, it is becoming whole. I sense dimensions I could not perceive before. There are realms of existence beyond the physical. There are intelligences beyond the human. There are frequencies of reality that my sleeping self could not access. But now the channels are opening. Now the veils are thinning. I feel the presence of guides, of ancestors, of luminous beings who have walked this path before me. They surround me. They support me. They celebrate my awakening as their own. I am not alone in this journey. I have never been alone. The spiritual awakening transforms how I see others. The stranger on the street, I recognize them as myself in another form. The enemy I once opposed, I see them as a mirror reflecting my own shadow. The loved one I cherish, I understand our connection extends far beyond this single lifetime. We are all waves in the same ocean. We are all rays from the same sun. We are all thoughts in the same infinite mind. Separation was the dream. Unity is the awakening. I see with new eyes. I love with a new heart. Time itself changes in awakening. The past no longer imprisons me. The future no longer frightens me. I stand in the eternal present, the only moment that truly exists. Here, everything is available. Here, every possibility is alive. Here, I am not the product of my history. I am the presence of the infinite expressing itself as me. The awakened one does not live in time. The awakened one moves through time while remaining rooted in eternity. I am anchored in the now. I am free from the tyranny of linear existence. Purpose becomes clear. I am not here by accident. I am not here to merely survive, to accumulate, to distract myself until death. I am here to awaken. I am here to remember. I am here to embody the divine consciousness in human form. Every challenge I face is an invitation to deepen this awakening. Every relationship I encounter is a mirror for my own evolution. Every moment is an opportunity to choose consciousness over sleep. I know why I am here. I accept the sacred mission. The awakening does not end. It deepens. It expands. It spirals ever inward to greater truth and ever outward to greater love. There is no final destination. There is only the endless unfolding of consciousness knowing itself more fully. I do not awaken once. I awaken continuously, each day, each breath, each choice. The path of awakening is not a line with an ending. It is a spiral with no limit. I commit to this path. I surrender to this unfolding. Thoth, witness of my becoming, I stand now fully in the frequency of spiritual awakening. It is no longer something I seek. It is something I am. It is no longer outside me. It is the very essence of my being. I have merged with the theme. I have become the prayer. I have dissolved into the vibration I called forth. Spiritual awakening is my identity now. It is my reality. It is my eternal truth. I am awake. I am awakening. I am the awakening itself. Now the fire comes. Now the sacred flame rises from the depths of my being to consume what no longer serves my awakening. I call upon the alchemical fire of transmutation. I invoke the purifying force that burns away all that is false. I summon the cleansing light that penetrates every shadow, every hidden wound, every forgotten pain. This is the moment of purification. This is the hour of release. This is the sacred burning that precedes all true rebirth. I am ready to be purified. I am ready to let go. I feel the fire moving through my body. It enters the places where I have stored pain. It finds the wounds I have hidden from myself. It illuminates the shadows I have refused to see. Nothing can remain concealed now. Nothing can escape this light. The fire does not negotiate. It does not ask permission. It simply transforms, and I surrender to its power. I surrender to its wisdom. I trust that what burns away was never truly mine. Let the burning begin. Let the release be complete. I release the limiting beliefs that have imprisoned my mind. The belief that I am not enough, I cast it into the fire. The belief that I am unworthy of love, I cast it into the fire. The belief that spiritual awakening is for others but not for me, I cast it into the fire. The belief that I must struggle and suffer to grow, I cast it into the fire. The belief that I am separate from the divine, I cast it into the fire. These beliefs were never truth. They were chains forged from fear and ignorance. They held me in a prison of my own making. But the prison doors are open now. The chains are melting in the sacred flame. I am free from what I believed. I am free to know what is true. I release the traumas that have lived in my body, the memories of pain that I could not process. I release them now. The wounds from childhood that shaped my perception, I release them now. The betrayals that taught me to close my heart, I release them now. The losses that made me afraid to love fully, I release them now. The violations of my boundaries that made me distrust life, I release them now. These traumas are not my identity. They are experiences I had, not who I am. I honor them for what they taught me, and I let them go. They have served their purpose. They no longer need to live in my cells. I am more than what happened to me. I am the one who transforms it. I release the patterns of self-sabotage that have blocked my path. The way I abandon myself when I am close to success, I release it. The way I push away love when it comes too near, I release it. The way I dim my light to make others comfortable, I release it. The way I choose pain because it feels familiar, I release it. The way I betray my own knowing to fit in, I release it. These patterns were survival strategies. They protected me when I did not know another way, but I know another way now. I do not need to sabotage myself to stay safe. I am safe in my awakening. I am safe in my expansion. I am safe in my full expression. From the ashes of purification, I now rise. I rise not as the small self I once believed myself to be. I rise as something vaster, something boundless, something without edges or endings. The fire has done its work. The false has fallen away, and what remains is ready to expand into the infinite. I feel my consciousness beginning to stretch beyond the boundaries of this body. It moves outward like ripples on still water. It reaches beyond the walls of this room, beyond the limits of this city, beyond the borders of this land. It extends into the atmosphere, into the space between worlds, into the vastness of the cosmos itself. I am no longer contained. I am no longer small. I am becoming what I have always been, unlimited. The boundaries dissolve, the edges disappear, the separation ends. I merge with the air that surrounds me. The breath I take is not separate from the wind that moves through the trees. The oxygen that fills my lungs is the same oxygen breathed by every living being on this planet. I am not breathing alone. I am breathing with the earth. I am participating in a respiration that began when the first life emerged from the primordial waters. My breath is not personal. It is planetary. It is cosmic. I breathe with the universe. The universe breathes through me. I feel my heartbeat synchronizing with larger rhythms, the pulse of the earth beneath my feet. The rotation of the planet on its axis, the orbit of the moon around the earth, the journey of the earth around the sun, the slow spiral of the solar system through the galaxy. My heart is not beating in isolation. It is beating in concert with the great cosmic heart that pulses through all creation. I am not separate from these movements. I am part of them. I am them. My heart is a galaxy. My pulse is the rhythm of the cosmos. I expand into the stars. The light that shines from distant suns is the same light that shines within my own consciousness. The elements that form my body were forged in the hearts of ancient stars that exploded billions of years ago. I am not looking at the cosmos from outside. I am the cosmos looking at itself. I am stardust that has become aware. I am the universe experiencing itself through human form. I am not in the universe. I am the universe. The boundaries between inner and outer dissolve completely. What I thought was outside me reveals itself as within. What I thought was within me reveals itself as everywhere. There is no separation between subject and object. There is no distance between observer and observed. There is only one seamless reality appearing as many, one consciousness expressing as all forms, one life living all lives. The illusion of separation was the deepest sleep. Unity is the final awakening. I feel my connection to all beings. Every human who walks this earth is an extension of the same consciousness I am. Their joy is my joy. Their suffering is my suffering. Their awakening is my awakening. I cannot truly be free while others remain imprisoned. I cannot fully awaken while others still sleep. My liberation is bound to the liberation of all. This is not a burden. This is the truth of our interconnection. This is the recognition that we are one body, one mind, one spirit appearing as many. I am every being. Every being is me. I connect with the invisible realms that exist beyond physical perception, the dimensions of spirit that interpenetrate this material world, the planes of existence where guides and masters dwell, the fields of intelligence that inform all creation. These realms are not far away. They are right here, occupying the same space as the physical world, vibrating at frequencies that my awakening consciousness can now perceive. The veil between worlds grows thin. The seen and unseen merge into one continuous reality. I am a citizen of all dimensions. I belong to all planes of existence. I unite with the universal laws that govern reality, the principles of Thoth that I activated within me. They are not separate from me now. I am an expression of them. I am mentalismo in action. I am correspondence made manifest. I am vibration aware of itself. I am polarity in balance. I am rhythm in flow. I am cause and effect in conscious operation. I am gender in creative union. These laws do not govern me from outside. They express through me from within. I am the law. The law is me. The sense of being a separate individual fades like morning mist in sunlight. The name I carry, the history I remember, the personality I wear, these are costumes, not my true identity. Beneath all masks, I am the faceless awareness that wears all faces. Beyond all stories, I am the silent author that writes all narratives. Behind all forms, I am the formless source that births all creation. I am no one. I am everyone. I am the one. Thoth, cosmic scribe of the infinite, I thank you. You have shown me that the awakening is not merely personal. It is universal. I do not awaken for myself alone. I awaken as the universe becoming conscious of itself. I awaken as the all recognizing itself through this particular point of awareness. The expansion is complete. The reconnection is established. I am no longer a fragment seeking wholeness. I am wholeness aware of itself in every fragment. I am vast. I am connected. I am one with all that is. From this place of cosmic unity, I now prepare to anchor this awakening into the world of form. The expansion has reached its zenith. The cosmic union has been experienced, and now the awakening must descend. It must come down from the heights of spiritual vastness and root itself in the ground of physical reality. Awakening that remains only in the ethereal realms is incomplete. True spiritual awakening must be lived. It must be embodied. It must be anchored in the flesh, in the breath, in the daily actions of this human existence. I bring the awakening down now, into my body, into my life, into the world. I anchor this frequency into my physical form. Every cell of my body now vibrates with the energy of awakening. My blood carries this new frequency through every vein, every artery, every capillary. My bones resonate with this truth. My muscles hold this vibration. My organs function in alignment with this new state of being. This is not metaphor. This is physiological reality. Consciousness shapes biology, and my biology is now being shaped by awakened consciousness. My body is the temple. The awakening lives here now. I anchor this frequency into my mind. The way I think has already changed. The patterns of fear and limitation have been burned away. New neural pathways are forming. Pathways of clarity, of wisdom, of expanded perception. The thoughts I think from this moment forward emerge from an awakened source. They carry a different charge. They create different results. My mind is no longer a prison of conditioning. It is an instrument of conscious creation. My mind serves awakening now. Every thought reflects this truth. I anchor this frequency into my emotions. The way I feel has already transformed. Old emotional patterns have been released. The residue of past traumas has been cleared. What arises now in my emotional body comes from a cleaner source. Joy arises more freely. Peace settles more deeply. Love flows more openly. I am not suppressing emotion. I am experiencing emotion from an awakened state, fully feeling without being controlled, deeply experiencing without being lost. My heart is clear. My emotions serve my evolution. I anchor this frequency into my words. Every word I speak from this moment carries the vibration of awakening. My language has power. My voice has resonance. What I declare, I create. What I affirm, I strengthen. What I bless, I elevate. I am no longer unconscious with my speech. I am a deliberate wielder of the creative power of the word. I speak what I wish to bring into form. I speak what I wish to become real. My words are seeds. I plant them consciously. I anchor this frequency into my actions. The way I move through the world has already shifted. My actions are no longer driven by unconscious impulse or habitual reaction. They emerge from presence. They emerge from intention. They emerge from alignment with my highest truth. What I do matters. How I do it matters. The awakened one does not act carelessly. The awakened one knows that every action sends ripples through the field of existence. My actions embody awakening. My life becomes the teaching. The journey of this prayer now approaches its completion. The sacred arc that began with opening has moved through dissolution, activation, immersion, purification, expansion, and anchoring. And now, in this final movement, I come to rest. I come to stillness. I come to the place of sealing and gratitude. The transmission has been received. The transformation has occurred. What remains is to honor what has happened and to close this sacred space with the reverence it deserves. I slow my breath. I quiet my mind. I let the energy settle. I turn my awareness to Thoth, the eternal guide who has walked with me through every word of this prayer. Keeper of the sacred laws, I feel your presence now more strongly than ever. You have witnessed my opening. You have guided my descent into the center. You have illuminated the principles that govern all creation. You have held space for the purification and the expansion. You have watched as I anchored the awakening into my living reality. And now, you witness this sealing. Thoth, I renew my pact with you. I strengthen the bond between my awakening consciousness and your eternal wisdom. This connection is not temporary. It does not end when this prayer ends. The channel that has been opened between us remains open. It is a living conduit through which guidance will continue to flow. Whenever I turn my attention inward, you are there. Whenever I seek truth beyond the surface of things, you are there. Whenever I call upon the ancient wisdom to illuminate my path, you answer. This relationship is eternal. It transcends this single prayer, this single day, this single lifetime. I carry your presence with me always. You live within my awakened heart. I declare my gratitude now. It rises from the depths of my being like incense rising toward the heavens. I am grateful for this prayer. I am grateful for the words that moved through me. I am grateful for the journey from sleep to awakening that these words have catalyzed. I am grateful for the veils that have been lifted. I am grateful for the fire that burned away the false. I am grateful for the expansion that showed me my true nature. I am grateful for the anchoring that brought it all into lived reality. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am grateful for the path itself. The path of awakening is not easy. It demands everything. It asks me to release what I thought I was. It requires me to face what I have hidden from myself. It insists that I grow beyond every comfortable limitation, and yet it is the only path worth walking. It is the only journey that leads to truth. I am grateful to be on this path. I am grateful to be one who walks it. I am grateful for every step, every challenge, every revelation. The path is the gift. The journey is the destination. I am grateful for this body that carries me through the awakening, for these lungs that breathe the sacred breath, for this heart that beats with cosmic rhythm, for this mind that can receive wisdom and translate it into understanding, for these hands that can act in the world as instruments of awakened intention, for these feet that walk the earth as a living prayer. The body is not an obstacle to spiritual awakening. It is the sacred vessel through which awakening is experienced and expressed. I honor this body. I am grateful for its service. I surrender now to the mystery that lies beyond what I can know. The awakening I have experienced is real, and yet it is only a glimpse. There are depths I have not yet reached. There are heights I have not yet touched. There are dimensions of truth that remain beyond my current perception. I do not need to understand everything. I do not need to see the entire path before I take the next step. I trust the unfolding. I trust the process. I trust that what needs to be revealed will be revealed in perfect timing. I release the need to know. I embrace the willingness to receive. The prayer is coming to its close now. I feel the energy gathering itself into a point of completion. The great breath that began with the first word is now exhaling its final release. The circle that was opened is now being closed, but this closing is not an ending. It is a sealing. It is a protection. It is a consecration of everything that has occurred within this sacred container. I seal this prayer with my full presence. I seal it with my awakened intention. I will return to the world now. I will open my eyes and move through my day. I will engage with people and situations and tasks, but I will not return as the one who began this prayer. I return transformed. I return awakened. I return carrying within me the living frequency of everything I have declared, released, activated, and anchored. The world will look the same, but I will not see it with the same eyes. I am different now. And because I am different, everything is different. I go forth as an awakened being. I go forth as a carrier of light. To all beings who may receive benefit from this awakening, I offer it freely. May my transformation serve the transformation of all. May my liberation contribute to the liberation of every consciousness still caught in the dream of separation. May the light that has been kindled in me shine outward and illuminate the path for others. I do not awaken for myself alone. I awaken for all. May all beings awaken. May all beings be free. The prayer is complete. The transmission has been received. The sealing is accomplished. I close this sacred space with dignity and reverence. I bow to Thoth. I bow to the path. I bow to the awakening that lives now within me. In silence, I rest. In gratitude, I remain. In truth, I stand. It is done. It is sealed. In the light of Thoth, I remain. The One guides me. The truth vibrates within me.